We're continuing Meretz Hashem in Simin Kuf Mem Aleph 141 Halachos of the Megillah. So in Sif Gimel, Sif Dalid, the Kitzur says as follows: L'chvod HaMegillah yesh lo bo shbigdei Shabbos mi ba'erev. So, on honoring the Megillah, one should wear Shabbos clothing to Megillah reading at night. Okay, Shabbat mi beis hakneses himotei beis al neros dokos for Shulchan Aruch mita mutzas. And when one goes home, one should come home to find a home in which candles are lit, the table is set, and the beds are made. So literally, Purim has like a Shabbos-like identity. Wearing clothing of Shabbos, prepare the home like for Shabbos. So after Ma'ariv, we say the complete Kaddish, and then we read the Megillah. And then after the Megillah, V'ata Kadosh, and then again V'achar kach Kaddish Shalim below Tiskabel, B'motzi Shabbos V'ino V'ata Kadosh Kaddish Shalim below Tiskabel V'yitin L'cham Avdilan Alakos Alinu. So again, generally, if it's not Shabbos, so after the Megillah, we go ahead and we say Ata Kadosh, which again the Kitzur actually points out is from the Kapitel Lamatzech Alayelas HaShachar, which is the Kapitel Chav Beis, which is a reference ultimately to Esther Hamalka. So incredible. So after that, we say Kaddish Shalim, below complete Kaddish without Tiskabel, and then on Matzah Shabbos we say V'noam, full Kaddish without Tiskabel, V'yitain L'cha, and then ultimately we make Havdalah ala Kos, and then Aleinu. Interesting. Okay, incredible. So the Kitzur goes right to this is in Sif Hey. Noagin litin kodim par machzis min hamadveh hakavua ba'osa makom ba'osa zman. So before Purim, the minhag is to give machzis a shekel. We actually mentioned this before. So now, what do we do for half a shekel? You use the basic half, or a half of the basic unit of currency. So say, for example, we use a $50. And ultimately, you're going to remember, because in the times of the Beis HaMikdash, so the machzah shekel, the half shekel, was given to replenish Beis HaMikdash coffers for communal offerings. Uminag litain Gimel machzis, we give 3 halves. Why? Mishundur Parshas Kisisa ksiv Gimel Pamim Truma. Because in Parshas Kisisa, where the mitzvah machzis a shekel is mentioned, it says Truma, a gift, 3 times. V'nostim erev l'fnei Kriyas HaMegillah, u'b'chal k'nos l'aniyim. And ultimately, the custom is to give it really either on Tanis Esther or in the evening before we read the Megillah. And those money, the machzah shekel money, is used for the poor. Katan pater, it's interesting. So a katan, a child, obviously is not obligated to machzah shekel. Because remember, again, the whole machzah shekel thing that we do is a remembrance, a zecher, to that which was done in the Beis HaMikdash. And in the Beis HaMikdash, the obligation was upon adults, not upon children. Therefore, a katan is pater. But if his father gave on his behalf, then ultimately, again, he is chayiv forever. Interesting. So it's almost as if a father does it on behalf of his son, on behalf of his child, it becomes like a kabbalah, a commitment, and he has to keep that going forward. Very interesting. Now, fascinatingly enough, the Mishnah Berurah comments, the Mishnah Berurah does say that the minhag is that parents do in fact give on behalf of their minor children. Very interesting. Ben Yud Gimel Shani Yesh Om Dechayiv Yesh Om Depater Adshe Ben Esrim. What about someone who's 13 years old? So this is interesting. What about someone who's halachic adult? Now remember, machzis hashekel itself was given by those from 20 years old and above. It wasn't given by children, because children aren't obligated. It was 20 years old and above. So what about today, contemporarily, where we have like a zecher, a remembrance to the machzis hashekel? So does a child over 13 have to give or not? So this is a machlokes. So some say that everyone over 13 gives. Others say no, it's only someone over 20 who gives. Because since the machzis hashekel that we have today is a remembrance for that which was done in the past, and since that which was done in the past is only from 20 and above, so too today, machzah shekel is only from 20 and above as well. Now again, it seems that the minhag is that we do is even children, even boys over bar mitzvah, go ahead and do machzah shekel. Okay, incredible. One more halacha vav bepurim dahainu yom yudalid arvi shachar samincha omrim alanisim v'mshachach dino k'ma b'chanukah. So the halacha is on Purim we add in alanisim into davening as well as into benching. And again, halacha l'maisa, if you go ahead and you forget alanisim in davening, one does not have to go ahead and go back. Let's go do one more. Sif zayin chayiv kol adam ben ish li ben isha. Every person, men and women, l'shmuah kriyas HaMegillah bayom balayla bayom. There's a mitzvah upon every adult, men and women, to hear the Megillah both by night and by day. V'lachein kama b'sulas yisha lechas beis hakneses. Even unmarried women have an obligation. V'im einon holchos tzrichen likros lifnehen babayis. And if a woman is not going going to go to shul, she has an obligation to hear the Megillah at home. And even children, although children, of course, are exempt from mitzvahs and rabbinic ones as well, there's a mitzvah of chinuch by the Megillah, and to make sure that children hear the Megillah. This is interesting. Lo yaviu lebeis hakneses ketana biyoser shemevalbolin das hashomim. However, one shouldn't bring very young children to shul. Why? Because they disrupt the attention or the concentration of those who are older. So again, interestingly enough, now even though Megillah is a mitzvah saseh shazman grama, it's a time-bound mitzvah, so normally women would be exempt. So the Gemara says, Afhin hayu ba'osahanis. Women were also included in the miracle of Purim, and therefore they are also obligated to hear the Megillah by night and by day. Sifchas, Megillah shalayla asr likros kodem tzeis hakochavim. So on the night of Purim, you can't read the Megillah before nightfall. Afa pishem itztar harbe machmas hatainis. So remember, normally you're fasting, so even if you're not feeling well, you still should not read the Megillah before nightfall. Ach yochol litom k'tzas kodem ha-Megillah kigon kafe kedome kadei leschazik michol shas hatainis. Remember, we spoke about this already. Tainis Esther in general is a more lenient fast. So if you're not feeling well before the Megillah, you could have a little bit of coffee or have something to eat if you're not feeling well. But again, one should make sure in general that halacha l'maisa kriyas. In other words, what the Kitzur is saying is like this. You might have thought that if you're not feeling well, maybe read the Megillah early. Kamash Mallah, no. We don't read the Megillah until after nightfall. What does one do if they're not feeling well? Okay, so better to be makel, better to be lenient with the fast and eat a little something before Megillah if you have to, but don't read the Megillah before nightfall. All right, the Moshe Shkach will stop over here for today. Tremendous learning with everyone.